and we are officially live on our Wednesday webinar. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to join and let Facebook do its thing to get the video out to you, but a little nervous. But this is better than doing it on the Facebook page. I was doing them on the Facebook page before, and I was just kind of feeling like I couldn't 100% be myself with you guys. So I am excited to bring this webinar to you monthly and talk about, different marketing trends or things that I observe from events that I attend. I love, hey Erin, thank you. I love going to different things to keep learning about marketing and social media and influencer marketing, and then being able to share them with you guys through this medium is pretty cool, pretty fun. So if you have your wine with you, cheers. Cheers to Wednesday. Hi Kelly, thank you. I'm glad that you're excited for this. All right, so what tonight we're going to be talking about is, I went to this event about a week and a half ago, and it was this BMW event. It was this local thing that they have every year. Hey April. And what they do is they partner with the Susan Komen Foundation for breast cancer. Oh, thanks guys for all the thumbs up. This is fun. So they partner with the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and they do all kinds of raffles, and they have all these BMWs that come. And this year it was really cool because they had the former BMW brand manager. Oh, you guys are giving me all the love. I love this. But they had the former BMW brand manager for the M line, and he basically walked us all around to all the different types of M cars that they had and gave the whole brand history of how they came into the United States. And so if you don't know, the M brand is their sports line for their cars. It has like the older ones, depending on what it was, it has a V8, and now the newer ones have the turbos and the hybrids and all kinds of things, but it's their sports line. So it's more expensive than their traditional 3 Series line or their 1 Series line. It's high performance, expensive. And so what they had to do when they brought the M line into the United States, nobody knew what it was. People kind of knew what BMW was. Hey, Shell. But they didn't know what the M line was. And so what they had to do is, even though it was a big company, they had to educate people. So the first lesson is, how do you establish a brand from the ground up? And it's all about educating people. So for you and your brands, whether it's your style blog or if you have a business in conjunction with that, hey guys, hey Sarah, you always have to keep educating people about the brand. So what they did is they went to this local car club that they have. It's actually a national car club. It's called the BMW CCA. And they went to them and gave the members stickers of BMW M to put on their cars, even though they weren't M series cars, but they gave the stickers for people to put on their cars, and they were driving all around the country, like in their local towns and all over the place with these M stickers on their cars. And so then people would say, oh, what's that? What's BMW M? So it got the conversation going, and it started educating people about the brand. So you always have to be talking about what your brand is, educating existing people, because if you think about it, everyone is really busy. They forget things. You just have to constantly be educating and telling your story, making that connection with people and getting them to know your brand, learn your brand, and then share it with other people. So that's the most important thing, is education. So that was one thing that it took them like 20, 30 years, just constantly educating people about the M brand. All right, so then number 2, why it's critical to create an emotional connection with your customers or your readers. So creating an emotional connection is really important because humans are not logical creatures. We're emotionally driven by nature. And so when you create an emotional connection with someone, when you're emotional, you don't make rational decisions. So like think about an example. If you get into a car accident, you're emotional and you're not going to make rational decisions when you're really emotional like that. You're just going to act on your emotions and you're going to do whatever is your instinct, what you've like learned behavior that you've had. So it's actually like psychologically, when you are emotionally vested in a brand, you will make irrational decisions. So think about DVF or Chanel or Louis Vuitton bag or Christian Louboutins. Like, what is it about those brands? You know, they're luxury brands, but they've created this emotional connection with their consumers or with people that want to buy them. They're so desirable that you will save up and you will wait to buy those brands because of the emotional connection that you have with them. So that was another strategy that BMW had to use, is they had to create that emotional connection with people as they were educating them about the M brand, so that they always desired to want to have a BMW M Series car. So people would, you know, trick out their cars and buy like M bumpers to put on their 3 Series to like make it look like an M, and they always were striving to want to have the M because it was desirable and they created that emotional connection. And then it justified like that extra $20,000 that you had to spend to get an M Series car. So creating that emotional connection will justify any kind of expensive luxury item that you are trying to sell, or any item in general. Thank you everyone for the feedback. I'm loving this. This is so much better than the Facebook page. I never had anyone tune in, so this is good. All right, the last tip, number 3 that he gave, the secret to creating lifelong fans. Don't we all want lifelong fans, right? So the secret that he gave was that they used to have a BMW, I'm trying to think what it is. It's like a mechanic, I guess, at the racetracks, and they do all kinds of racing things. And so they would have a mechanic of the week. And one time, the BMW brand manager was at some other event, and this guy came up to him. And yes, exactly, lifers, Courtney. This guy came up to him like 20 years later and was like, I was the mechanic of the week in 1973. And the brand manager was like, I don't even know who you are. But that's awesome. So this guy like remembered that for the rest of his life, and it like impacted him and made him feel special and made him feel valuable. And then he was a lifelong brand advocate. I'm sure that he told all his friends, all his cousins, all his family about how he was the mechanic of the week, and got other people interested in the brand, because then they're like, oh wow, this is a brand that cares about people, and they're doing something really nice for this person who's a mechanic. Like, maybe I'll consider switching to BMW or saving up for BMW. So it's little tactics like that, small incremental things that you can do to create lifelong fans. So, you know, just try not to get discouraged. Like, you don't need to have a huge audience or a huge amount of people following you to release something that you want to come out with. If you want to come out with an e-course or a style guide or a jewelry line or clothing, like when I started to think about the idea for Style Collective, I had just started, you know, blogging and being in the influencer space. I had knowledge from like marketing and other things, but you know, I had 1 year ago, I had 2,000 followers on Instagram. I didn't know anybody. So you don't need to be a huge person with millions of fans to do what you want to do and to be an entrepreneur. It's the little things that matter, and it's getting those people that become lifelong fans, like that mechanic, giving them a recognition, and they'll always remember that and will always be loyal to you, and they'll help spread your message and spread what you're doing. So those are the 3 tips. How to establish a brand from the ground up. So educate people all the time. You're gonna feel like you sound like a broken record, but trust me, there's so much noise out there, and people are busy and they're consumed with just the everyday hustle and bustle. It's not gonna come off as obnoxious. I can tell you that right now. You're gonna feel really obnoxious, but it's not. So educate people about what you're doing. Make that emotional connection with yourself and your fans and let them get to know you. It's when you're vulnerable that people will love you and then be loyal to you and want to purchase your products, because when you have an emotional connection, people want to buy from you. And then the third tip is create lifelong fans with giving people recognition, and they'll always remember that, be loyal, and help you spread the word about what you're doing. Let's see, hear this 100 times. Thank you for taking the time to do this. You guys are so welcome. I was so nervous to do this. I don't know why. I'm just like, I'm not a video person. I'm better in person. But this was fun. I'm really glad that you guys tuned in. I hope that you learned something. And, you know, as always, if you have feedback or questions, leave comments below. I'll reply to your comments. And now that we have daily blog posts on the Style Collective site, if you want to, you know, get involved that way as well and share your feedback, let me know what you want to see in the future for content or webinars or whatever you have questions. You guys know I'm here for you. I'm your biggest fan. So thank you for tuning in. I gotta say cheers one more time. Cheers to my girls. Wednesday night. Wine Not Wednesday, right? Isn't that a hashtag? Love you, mama. So thanks guys for tuning in. I will see you soon. And yeah, have a great rest of your week. All right. Bye.